Scotty, you reckon you'll get the job on Dane Swan?
I'm not sure. I think it's up to the match committee to decide, and they do that generally halfway through the week, so find out then probably.
Do you expect that he'd be in a pretty good nick, pretty fired up after what's happened to him? Is he sort of one of the dangerous blokes to watch out?
Yeah, he is. I mean, they've got a star midfielder, as everyone knows, and he's only one of a few that can be very effective. And I think, you can't really focus on one bloke. It's got to be a team effort to really nullify their midfield.
In the past, Worcester hasn't tagged him. As he said, he's almost untaggable. So what happens then? Have you played on in the past and been Pendlebury or Dean?
Sometimes it's almost not anyone. Sometimes you just try and have defensive pressure in there, and because they rotate so heavily, it is very hard to tag one person at one time. So sometimes it's just being accountable for the most dangerous at the stoppage at that time.
Is he a bit more dangerous though, given he's had that 2 weeks off, he's not injured, he's just been able to, I guess, prepare for his first game back?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He might have needed 2 weeks off anyway with injuries. Like, there's certain things that we don't know. So he's a very dangerous player no matter what, so you don't underestimate him.
When you have played on him, even in short stints, what are some of his strengths that make it hard to match up on him?
Yeah, probably his running. He's a terrific runner, and just that burst speed that's very hard to stop, and very smart around stoppages, and wins a lot of footy, obviously.
So in terms of the whole midfield battle this weekend, how do you approach it? Can you afford to take them on as a midfield group, or do you have to be more defensive?
Oh, yeah, you don't really have any other way. You do have to take them on, and you got to have both sides of your game. You've got to be good offensively and good defensively, and that's what we aim to be each week. And it's just an ongoing process at the moment on trying to get both sides right.
Did you get the sense earlier this year, Scott, that you only came up 2 points short? Did you get the sense that you'd pretty much come close to matching or squaring the battle with their midfield?
Yeah, we felt as though we played pretty well over 4 quarters and matched our intensity, and there's a few little things that could have turned the game and gave us 4 points. So I think if we bring the same intensity and everyone plays their role, definitely we can run over the top.
Did you feel like that was one of your best games for several weeks on yesterday?
Well, it depends how you view it. I mean, I aim to play my role for the team each week. It not necessarily mean getting to touches for me.
So you feel like you're in good form?
Not too bad. It's slowly getting better, and the midfield, I sort of look at it as a midfield as a collective, and I think we're getting better each week. So,
how's your brother going? Is he going to be all right for this week?
I think so. Yeah, I think someone said he looked a little bit sick this morning, but I think that's how he normally looks. So, nothing's really changed. Yeah, I think he's usually pretty right to go. He's had a few knocks to the head before, so nothing really changes. He's always a bit dazed.
Given it's twice in 2 weeks, so do they have to be a bit more careful?
Yeah, well, I don't think last week was came under concussion or anything, so I don't think that ruled him, in any way being concussed. So I think it's just from the weekend.
The experiences that you guys as a family have all been through with Troy, and obviously Joel's had some big ones as well. Do you look at it a bit differently now than what you may have a few years back when you see one of you go down with a head injury?
Not really. I mean, we just try and play the contest as it lies, and we like to be pretty aggressive. So we're never going to take that out of our game. And when we're probably 80, we probably won't recognise each other from whatever Alzheimer's or whatever. But I mean, it's the love of the game, and you got to take the footy, and no one's ever going to change the way we take the footy. So
I mean, more in the aftermath, once it's happened, and once the head injury has actually happened, throughout the week and preparing for another game afterwards, you look and think, well, we know what happened with Troy, we know that Joel's missed some games because of it. Maybe it is a good idea to sit out a week.
Well, we back our fitness staff in, and we got very good doctors and medicos at the club. So not so much the brothers, but more so what our fitness guys are saying, and we really back them in. We think they do a great job.
How much banter between the boys, the brothers, after the Geelong game and the collision between Adam and Joel and all that?
Yeah.
Made out of that?
Oh, there wasn't too much. I mean, I played on Joel most of the day, and I was actually sort of hoping Adam ran through him a little bit harder, so knocked him out and would have made my job a lot easier. But yeah, there's not too much being said. I think just a few little slight comments here or there.
So when you pushed Adam, that was almost like something that happened 1,000 times in the backyard at once?
Yeah, well, I actually haven't even seen the vision yet, so I'm about the only one that's in the dark on it. I was too buggered, I think, with my hands in hips on my knees or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know if he said anything or not.
There's been a talk that there's maybe a off the ball incident with Daniel Kerr, not so much to talk about that, but if you do lose him for such an important game, how much of a loss is Daniel Kerr?
Well, as you said, we're not sure what's been cited or even if it's gone to the AFL. So, I mean, of course, you want your best 22 playing each week, and he's a part of that. So, it'd be disappointing to lose him. But I mean, we've got a lot of guys playing great football in the waffle if we were to lose him. But at the same time, we'll wait for the AFL's decision on that.
What does his experience add to the midfield to you boys who are sort of starting to get the experience but not?
Yeah, I mean, it just adds another dimension. Like, he's obviously a terrific player, terrific reader of the ball, and very hungry at the contest, and that's it's obviously his great strength. So it'd be great to have him out there, but we'll just wait and see.
Is Matt Rosa far away, Scotty?
No, he's not. No, he should be this week.
Scott, Dane Beams, a lot of people from the outside have rated his season really highly. What's been your opinion? And is he someone that gets a little more attention now because of what he's done this year?
Yeah, I think he's had a terrific year, and obviously he's up there with Brownlow in Brownlow contention, and I think rightly so. I think he's been really good, and from past experience, we went with him in the first game earlier on in the year, and he did a terrific job. He got off us and still played really well, so he's very dangerous.
Top four's there for the taking if you guys can win the next 2 games. Do you guys talk about it amongst yourself, strategy?
No, not really. I think it's more so just focusing on each week, and I mean, we do have 2 big games, but you know, this is a big game in itself. Collingwood, and we'll focus on that, and Port Adelaide on the weekend. You just can't really take any game for granted at the moment, so we're really just taking it one game at a time, and the ladder will sort itself out. We just have to play our footy and make sure we try and win games of footy, and as I said, it'll work itself out.
Have Collingwood lost a bit of their aura this year?
I couldn't really tell you. I haven't watched too much of them. I mean, they lost on the weekend to North, who I think have lost 1 out of 10 in their last 10 games or something. So, I mean, they did lose to a very good side, even though North aren't quite as high up the ladder as what everyone sees it. So,
Scott, there's a story on the weekend about Mark Worthington maybe doing some training or some testing at the Eagles. What are your thoughts on maybe recruiting someone like that to the club? Yeah,
I just read it when I was in Adelaide. I don't really know anything about it or anything, but I mean, AFL clubs look into every option and every available possible players that could be, and you know, I'm sure the club will do a lot of research into it and see if it's a good path to go down and see how we go.
Have you seen him play much basketball? He's a pretty formidable sort of a guy, 200 centimetres.
Yeah, I have seen a little bit, and he looks good enough on the court. So, yeah, if anything, it'd be good to take on one-on-one just throughout the week or something. But see how we go.